Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Bachelor latest news. Carolina Sofia is coming to her own defense after her commitment to Grant Ellis' season of The Bachelor was called into question. Carolina, 29, took to Instagram shortly before the newest episode of the ABC series aired on Monday, February 17, to defend her frustration after she complained about wanting more one-on-one time with Grant. God forbid you're not sure about a man you've been on one date with. Carolina captioned a clip from the show where she was confronted by her fellow contestants. The PR producer continued to share posts from The Bachelor viewers about the drama. Why are the other girls acting like it's crazy that Carolina isn't head over heels for Grant on week 4? Read one post shared by Carolina. Another viewer wrote, "Wait, why are we shocked that the entire day becomes about Carolina when all of the girls have put so much energy into disliking her, talking about her and starting drama with her?" Where the cast of Grant Ellis season 29 of The Bachelor stands. Who's been eliminated? Carolina was confronted by Juliana on Monday's episode for not appearing grateful enough about the time she got to spend with Grant, 31. Carolina, who has been on a one-on-one date, specifically made a joke about being picked to go on a group date this week, telling the ABC cameras, "If I'm lucky, he'll kiss someone in front of me." Grant later got more of the scoop from Juliana before confronting Carolina at the cocktail party. Before the end of the episode, it was ultimately Rose Somke who ended up walking away from the show over the discourse. As a refresher, Carolina previously told Grant that Rose said he was thinking of her when he was dancing with Carolina. She said that last week on our group date, when me and Grant danced together, he told Rose when he was dancing with me he was thinking about her. Carolina said during a confessional, before breaking down in tears. "Like, I feel cringy at this point. I'm not happy. I don't want to do all of these things if I know for a fact that I'm wasting my time." Grant told Carolina that was a lie, but his relationship with Rose took a hit. "I'm not going to sit here and lie. You're somebody that I do think about," Grant said to Rose. "I just want to make sure that you know that because I'm very interested in you. Like even today, right? The whole dancing thing on stage and everything, I was thinking about you. I don't want you to feel like I'm not paying attention, because I am." Biggest feuds in Bachelor history. While Rose got a rose, last week, she ultimately chose to remove herself from the situation on Monday's episode. "Your actions really set me back. You backstabbed me. You f***ing did me dirty," she said on Monday before she started crying. "I want to go home. I had a breaking point. It is in my best interests to go home." Despite the tension getting worse during season 29, Grant recently told Us Weekly that he didn't walk away dissatisfied. "I'm happy with life," he shared in January. "And I'm happy with the way that things are going, and the way that things played out." On season 29 of The Bachelor, fans saw Grant Ellis fall in love and get engaged to Juliana. On their last week in the Dominican Republic, Grant got down on one knee and popped the question in a beautiful proposal. Since then, the two have been keeping fans updated with their lives as an engaged couple and sharing their plans for the future. Now, Juliana has taken to social media to share how she doesn't plan to let her experience on The Bachelor change her life. In a new video online, she said, "One thing about me is before filming The Bachelor, I created this life for myself that I absolutely love. And I didn't go into this experience trying to create a new life after it." Juliana then said how she plans on keeping the life she had before the show, but is now sharing it with someone she loves. "I came into this experience trying to find a man to bring into the life that I currently love," she expressed. Just food for thought. Juliana then ended the video, revealing that she plans to stay in Boston, but is open to any opportunities that present themselves. Back in Newton, staying in Boston, not moving to LA, she shared, "I would love to take advantage of opportunities that present themselves to me, as long as they align with who I am and the type of life I want to live. But otherwise I'm just a girl. I'm really just a girl from Boston, Massachusetts." Fellow Bachelor Nation stars loved Juliana's message and commented with their support on her post. Grant wrote, "Preach," and Maria Jorgis said, "That's right." And Lexi Young shared how she related to the video, writing, "Feel this deeply. Return to my same job, same apartment, same friends. Just doing me in Atlanta. Proud of you. Keep shining beautiful." We appreciate Juliana's honesty, and we're wishing her and Grant all the best as they start this new chapter together. The Bachelor Season 29 star Grant Ellis reprimanded fans after they reacted negatively to his season finale, in which he got engaged to Juliana Pasquarosa. Grant faced fierce backlash from fans after his extreme confusion during the Bachelor Season 29 finale, when he couldn't decide if he wanted to propose to Juliana or Licia Gare. Since then, Licia fans have been very vocal about him making the wrong choice and leading her on. However, Grant and Juliana seem very happy together, which is a sign that Licia wasn't right for him after all. In a TikTok video, Grant posted a video of himself in a car with the song "How Does It Feel to Be Forgotten" by Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco playing in the background. Grant wrote, "When Backed Nation is everyone trying to get clout by taking shots, and you just a guy who's happy he found love and happy his dad is sober." Grant captioned the post, "Stay classy, Bachelor Nation." In the comments section of the post, Juliana wrote, "We stay in our own lane beyond proud of you and your father." However, in the comments section of the post, many fans were still taking Licia's side, saying that Grant should take accountability for leading her on, and that he should stop playing the victim. Grant's decision to scold Bachelor Nation by telling them to stay classy means that he's tired of the backlash against him for not choosing Licia. Although many people, including Licia, felt that he led her on and blindsided her, the fact is that the finale was filmed in late October and several months have passed since then. While reliving the season finale is part of being The Bachelor, Grant and Juliana have been happily engaged for 5 months now. So his relationship with Licia has been over for that long as well. Grant and Juliana have faced a lot of negativity since they announced their engagement, but they seem to have an us against the world mentality about it by sticking together no matter what. Juliana's comment about staying in their lane proves that they're just minding their own business, despite the criticism. They're also just trying to happily live their lives together. Grant's comment about being happy that he found love and that his father is sober indicates that he's content with his life now. So negative fan comments aren't that important to him. However, he's right that, although everyone is entitled to an opinion, there's never an excuse to be cruel, which is probably what he meant by telling fans to stay classy. In addition, posting negativity for clout is never a good look. Although I understand why Grant wants to defend himself and his relationship with Juliana, he'd be better off trying to ignore the negative comments. His TikTok video has now only led to even more backlash from people who'll never change their minds about him at this point, no matter what he says or does. While I do think that Grant led Licia on somewhat, I also realize that it's the nature of the Bachelor TV show, and it happens almost every season. Juliana Pasquarosa wasn't a fan of how runner-up Licia Gare handled the aftermath of her breakup with Grant Ellis. "I think my feelings were the most hurt by Licia," Juliana, 28, said on the Tuesday, April 1, episode of the Vial Files podcast when asked whose behavior she was most shocked by after season 29 The Bachelor. In the finale, Licia, 31, suggested that Juliana should have a lot of questions for Grant, also 31, before accepting a proposal. I don't think that was expected in any capacity. I think we've talked between filming and even when this whole show was airing. I did my best to check in with her, Juliana continued. I thought there was a good relationship, but it seems like actions since AFR and moving forward have not been the kindest, and that took me by surprise and my feelings were hurt by it for sure. After host Nick Viall asked Juliana whether Licia's actions felt almost mean girl, leading their fellow contestants to feel like they have to pick sides, Juliana replied, "Definitely. I think the first stab that I felt was when she brought my name up in the breakup. I think that was uncalled for," Juliana said of the aforementioned comment Licia made on the finale. Then to continue to make kind of those jabs on stage, saying she is glad that this isn't a part of her love story, and that she deserves a man that's not so confused up until the last second, when Grant and I know the reality of it, and that was strictly a jab at me. I think that those things took me back. She continued, I want her to be supported. I'm not saying by any means that I don't want her to feel like she has a girl gang behind her lifting her up, because I can't imagine what it's like to get to that point and maybe have your heart and your ego bruised. But I think at the end of the day, I had relations with a lot of the girls, and at no point were they making digs at him or our relationship. Where now it's like, maybe that's a platform that's being used for whatever purpose it is, but it's hurtful, and it's not anything I want to surround myself with at any point in my life. In addition to bringing up Juliana during their breakup on last month's finale, Licia made a somewhat shady comment about Juliana and Grant's love story and engagement on the live portion of the show. Licia told Grant and the audience that she was glad that the events were not a part of her love story, adding, I know that I deserve someone waking up one morning and knowing without a shadow of a doubt that they are going to choose me. While recalling the events on Tuesday, Juliana said she feared that the engagement would cause a strain in her friendships with the fellow contestants, which she hinted had happened. It's been interesting. I think when we finished filming and we kind of came back to regular day life, it took me a minute to start engaging with the girls again. I had expressed to a couple of them that right there was my biggest fear, because of the end circumstance, that my relationships with them were going to be not as great as I had hoped for. I was reassured in the moment that it would be fine and that the girls were fine compartmentalizing relationships. But I think after AFR and kind of just some things that have come up from that, I have seen the reality of it, she said. It definitely hurt my feelings at first, and I didn't quite understand it, but it was a quick bounce back. I hate to say I didn't come in there to make friends, but I was excited about the friends that I had. At the end of the day, I had 30+ people fly out from the East Coast to the West Coast just to celebrate me. I'm good, I'm chilling. And I love Allie Jo Hinks, me and her are BFFs. When asked whether there were any comments that had hurt her feelings, Juliana said, it was just kind of actions and the avoidance of it all. I wasn't super reached out to by a lot of the girls that I maybe thought I would have been reached out to by. I think when the AFR came and I had reached out to a few girls from my season that were gonna come to the actual live filming of it, I was told that they were coming in support of Licia, she said. I was like, O's asterisk asterisk asterisk, I didn't know sides were being taken like that. I tried to phrase it in a way that was like, the more the merrier. That's when I think I kind of learned the reality. While Grant and Juliana watched the season back, she shared that there were a couple moments where she shot him an evil eye for a minute for saying certain things. However, Juliana said there wasn't anything that came as a surprise to her. While she opted not to tune in to the finale last month, Juliana shared that she has now watched it back. It was just that night, I knew emotions were going to be high. I knew that it's kind of a quick turnaround from when he has this conversation with her to when I come out. And I didn't want my head to be in a headspace that felt frustrated with the reality of what was said. She explained. Because obviously things that Grant and I have talked through, and I know that I can get a little defensive for him, and I didn't want to come out there with anything other than, like, excitement for my moment. So I just was like, I'll be in my dressing room, call me when you need me, and then I'll have my moment, and then I'll go home and watch it on my own time. Bachelor Grant Ellis found his happily ever after with fiancée Juliana Pasquarosa, and he's not here for the haters. When Backed Nation is everyone trying to get clout by taking shots, and you just a guy who's happy he found love and happy his dad is sober, Grant, 31, wrote over a Monday, March 31, TikTok video of him sitting in a car. He added a purple heart emoji to the upload. Stay classy, Bachelor Nation, Grant captioned the post, alongside another purple heart emoji. Juliana wrote in the comments section, "We stay in our own lane, beyond proud of you and your father." The upload came one day after Juliana, 28, shared that she joined The Bachelor Season 29 for the right reasons. "One thing about me is before filming The Bachelor, I created this life for myself that I absolutely love. And I didn't go into this experience trying to create a new life after it. I came into this experience trying to find a man to bring into the life that I currently love. Just food for thought," Juliana said in a Sunday, March 30, TikTok. Juliana continued, "Back in Newton, Massachusetts, staying in Boston, not moving to LA, I would love to take advantage of opportunities that present itself to me, as long as it aligns with who I am and the type of life I want to live, but otherwise, I'm really just a girl from Boston, Massachusetts." Juliana captioned the post, "We all have different paths in life, and it's all good whatever you chose for yours." At the end of his season in March, Grant got down on one knee and proposed to Juliana after saying goodbye to runner-up Licia Gare. Licia appeared blindsided by Grant's decision and claimed she would have a lot of questions if she were Juliana based on what the lead promised her. In the live portion of the episode last month, Grant apologized to Licia after she alleged that he wanted to stop the show early because he knew she was the one. While recalling Licia's side of the story, Grant exclusively told Us Weekly that there was a lot that he didn't align with, but he wanted to let her speak her truth and her piece. "I'm not gonna sit up there and argue with her on stage about what she thought I said. But I think that having a little more clarity. When you are the Bachelor, you do see your final two contestants as somebody that could be your wife," he told us last month. That's where some confusion came into play. There's room for interpretation when things are said off camera. At that point in time, I can't really say much. I'm not gonna argue, I just have to accept whatever the conditions are and apologize and let her feel how she feels because she's in a tough situation and she's hurt. I understand. We have to do some normal things where it feels exciting to plan that, Juliana told us. We are coming down from such a crazy high right now. I don't want to just try and keep it going. I really want to plateau a bit and just live normally for a minute, and then we can start planning and have fun and do all those things. This gossip is over. If you like the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.